So, if you're in this session or listening to the recorded, we do random hangouts in the free community. In the paid community, we do have like regularly scheduled meetings face to face. But in the free community, we do webinars like this. We answer questions as you type them. So, if you have any question, go to this pinned post and post it underneath. We do had another one previously. I'll go start from that one because some people just posted their questions there. So I'm gonna start there and I'm gonna come back here and answer those questions. So feel free to go to that thread and start posting question if you have any. So let me start with the first one, which is Kayvon. Kayvon said, "How to make communities at job, circle of friends, and elsewhere. I'm currently thinking of launching a Persian community within our community." Okay, guys. Kayvon is a great example. Kayvon is the first person who joined my program. If you go to LinkedIn introduction, he's the first person that introduced himself, and he got a job less than 3 months, and his job is almost 200,000, and he didn't have a job. He's been laid off before, and he had a gap, and he was traveling. So he's a very good example. If you guys want to go talk to him and ask about his experience, he did all the tasks that I told him. He did the exercise. He changed his body. He worked very hard on the networking, and now he is at his job, a great job that he has as an engineer, as a developer. And now he's asking how I can create communities and circle of friends inside the company. It's a very good question. So uh, I have to actually talk about how to creating communities more in detail. He's not obviously on this call. I'm gonna keep it short. But Kayvon, if you listen to the recordings, you have to come up with a cause, and that cause you have that cause already, and that cause is talking about Iran and actually making awareness. So if you start making awareness about Iran at your company, everybody will like it first. You don't have to go to HR for that. You can start small, and then later, if it turned out to become a campaign, you can seek HR approval. You can start with the circle of your coworkers, your managers, possibly tell us, talk about the situation, tell him about that, and then if he supports it, you can start talking more, having coffee sessions in the afternoons, talk about Iran, and then you will attract more people. And as you attract more people, you'll get more opportunity to talk about the initiative that you had. And that will you will start a momentum, and people will start finding you. Then the bigger you get, the more leeway and leverage you get from the company, because sometimes they do announcement on your behalf if the campaign is so serious. They send out emails on your behalf as well. So it's the question is how you can get there, but it's going to be advanced networking techniques. It's too much for this community. We can talk about it on a Q&A on the Thursday calls. So very good question. This is exactly the future of you guys. All I see you guys to become like amazing networkers. That is the promise. You come to this community, you learn networking secrets, you start becoming a networker, a great networker, not just a random one. And then you get the job with that, and then in the job that you get, you will start going up and meeting new friends and becoming the go-to person. So Betsy says, "I'm tired of following so many people on LinkedIn and sending short messages without getting any replies. My messages are brief and not needy. I just ask if they have time for me to ask a few small questions. What kind of questions should be asking that would actually work?" Okay. I'm tired of following so many. So first of all, you're not supposed to follow so many people. I don't know your strategy. Obviously, you haven't your level. What's your level? I cannot see from here. Okay, you're level 4. That's good, but you're in the free zone. So in the free zone, you learn what to do. In the main training, you learn how to do it. So if you want to learn how to do these properly, it's not just randomly connecting with people and sending short messages. You need to build that system. That system will give you branding. You don't even have a brand. You don't have, like Betsy N. How community is supposed to know you? How we supposed to know you? You have a very small picture and you don't have a last name. Your name is vague. So these are the fundamental. When you create that engine, the system, you need to learn how to make a brand, and with that brand you start networking. That's the first step. Then what kind of messages to send, when to send, how to send that. And you said I'm messaging them asking if they have time for me to ask a few small questions. Obviously they don't have time for you. Why they should have time for a random person? Like, it's obvious that if you ask people to give you time for a few small questions, you might get responses, but the conversion rate is so low. Probably out of 100 people, you get one or two. And it's not how we do networking here. It's not how it's done. You're not going and ask people for their time without giving first. Like, why they're supposed to come to you? Like, give it. So that's not how it's done. Uh, and you need to learn the system, the entire system. You need to build that personal branding, and it's continuously. You cannot be get tired, because you are. I don't know how many. You're not on the call, obviously, so I can ask you. I don't know how many connections are you sending, but you need to max out. So, but the good news is, once you have to take all of my courses, listen to all the things that I say. Mary, I see your hands up. You need to write down your questions. So these calls are different. In these calls in the free zone, these are webinars. So if you have any question, just go type your questions, and then we'll get to it. If you guys want to come off mute, then we'll see you on the Thursday calls. That's how we manage this session, so we can get to as many questions as we possibly humanly can. Uh, so what? Yeah, and for your last question, what kind of question to ask? It's not just about asking question. You need to understand that you cannot send a random message to a random person and ask for something, and think that the type of question that you ask will land you a coffee chat. No. So, regardless of the question you send, the activity that you do beside that is important. How you approach is important. How, what kind of connections do you have that person, and with the circle around that person? These are the things that you need to solve before start sending and asking for anything. So, and I also mentioned this in the 3 days challenge. Never ask, guys. Like, you guys only, and this is unfortunately every one of my students, they had this mindset that they can get things by asking, maybe once in a blue moon, but you're not supposed to ask. You have to learn to give first and then get. Everybody is focused on getting first, getting by asking, getting by doing, because you asked, you're entitled. No. So get that out of your mind, unlearn everything that you knew before coming to this community, and this community will transform you, because you should be coachable. And if you're coachable, you definitely uh, go through that transformation. So, Maria, I see you're on the call. That's good. So, if you're on the call and you post your questions there, I can also unmute you to ask your questions. So, good stuff, Maria. I have started my job search from end of June. End of June. Oh wow, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 8 months you've been looking for a job. 8 months, is that right? 8 months looking for a job means, if supposed to get 10K per month, you're losing $80,000 so far. So every month that is passing by, you're jobless, you're losing 10K. So 8 months, 80K, just think that way. So I've started my job search at the end of June, applying for 2 jobs per day. Okay. I've questioned how to keep your confident during interview and keep your energy high during. So these are not, your questions are not related. So one thing is that I'm applying to 2 jobs per day. which I don't think that 2 jobs per day application will get you any interviews, because we don't teach you to apply. We don't teach you to apply here. We teach you to network. Okay. So by applying alone, you don't get anywhere. Let's forget that. And 2 jobs per day is nothing. You don't get anywhere with. You saw that with 8 months you didn't see success. If you keep doing that, you won't see any success. I can guarantee that. By applying more, you don't see success. And I have a question: how to keep your confidence during interview and keep your energy high during the process of the interviews? Okay, so now you're going to the second phase, because I usually break it down from invisible to lots of interviews, and from interviews to jobs. Okay, so your job right now, because obviously you're not getting interviews, your job is to start getting interviews. Okay, and we get interviews for many reasons. Some interviews are for practice, some interviews are for getting insiders out of their head, and some interviews are actually for getting a job. That's that. Once you build that engine, then we'll start practicing interviews. Okay, how we can keep our energy high, how can we be confident, how we can speak, what should we say, what should we not say. So these are so everything is start with a mindset shift. Okay, so the traditional models of having a resume, applying to 2 jobs per day, sorry, it won't work. And it's not about consistency. Like if you do 2 jobs per day for a year, I would say, okay, it's like 700 application. I want you to do 700 application in a month rather than in a year. So think of do 20 per day for 30 days instead of 700 per year, because you have to do job search is like a campaign. You have to campaign at it. And I see your hands is up, so I give you the access to unmute yourself, allow audio, so you can talk if you have any follow-up question to that.
Hello. Hello. Uh, excuse me, did you hear me?
Can you talk,
Yes, yes, I can talk.
Maria?
Yes, are you here?
Yeah,
Hello, hello,
just unmute yourself, give access to
hello.
your browser so you can talk.
Oh, hello.
Okay, I cannot hear you. I don't know what's wrong. I gave you access, so you just need to unmute yourself and give access to your browser. To your browser. Okay, you can type your question. If you cannot unmute yourself, you can just go back and type your question, and then I'll refresh
Hello,
the answer.
hello.
Right. So yeah, it's very important, guys. It's it this community is not, it's not supposed to teach you to apply more. No, we teach you to apply strategically. We teach you to apply, to position yourself first. That's why these material are highly confidential, guys. Like my material is not something that you can find on YouTube. My material is not something that you can find from a friend or somebody who just found a job, or somebody has been working for 10 years in Canada or US. No, they don't have this information, because these are purely HR information. I'm teaching you HR first, like you understand human resource first, and now you have a whole understanding of HR, then you will have a whole understanding of networking, and now you have a new identity, that this identity knows HR, this identity knows networking, and this identity is making the best out of the two, right? Pieces of puzzle. So now you have an understanding of everything. Now you can position yourself. Now we start working on your branding. What's your brand? Who are you? If you message the recruiter, how they're looking at you, you know, who are you? Why are you messaging me? So you need to fix all of that, and understand that you are level 2, so you're new here. Work I I think you need to work harder and learn the basics here, learn everything here. Good questions though, but I also saw that you are not following the blueprints. You're just randomly asking questions in the community. You haven't introduced yourself properly. Like, you have to follow the task as I teach you, because then I can go back and see your progress. Guys, whoever is on the call, make sure to follow the task and do the things, because in this community, even if you're online, I can see that. Okay, whatever you do in this community, I can see that. We have an activity chart, very important. Go to your profile, see your activity chart. Is your activity chart going down? You're in trouble. If your activity chart going up, that means you're working toward your goals. That means you're working hard. So it's very important. We want you to be active. We want you to work hard. We want you to do the task. And whatever task you do in this community will stay there, and I can see that. And that is the perfect coaching way. Whenever you have a question or any problem, we go trace back your activities and we make sure you have done everything or you didn't do anything. And then based on that, we'll know if you have a problem, what is the problem, how to fix it, where did you go wrong, because you need to build the system anyway. Okay, so Maria, I give you last unmute option if you can talk. If not, I think Mary also had a question. Mary, I allow audio on you as well, so try if you can unmute yourself too, and we'll see if Maria has a problem with tech or it's just you as well. Mary, are you able to unmute yourself? Mary JF. What is the thing you guys put your last name like JF? I'm the only person allowed to have a one letter last name. You guys are not allowed to have like short abbreviations. No. Like, and I know you can only change your name once, not twice. Fix your last names. You will be removed by the system. If you don't have a profile picture, you will eventually be removed. If you don't have a proper name, you eventually be removed. So fix that, guys. Don't keep like Betsy N, Mary J. Like, the only person is allowed to have a last name B is me, because I'm the owner of the community and everybody knows me. So everybody knows everything about me. That's the fun part. Everybody knows everything about me. Right? Okay. Okay. Guys, I don't hear any of you, so looks like we need to adjourn this meeting, because I waited for Maria. Maria. Sorry, I waited for Maria, couldn't talk. I waited for Mary, couldn't talk, and looks like we don't have more questions listed here or typed here. So good. I think we covered a few good questions,
Hello. Hello.
and hopefully we can have you guys go and have a great weekend. We have another scheduled meeting for
Hello.
Sunday for the free community, so make sure if you have any question, make sure to join on that. And congratulations to all of you guys. We just hit 2,000 members. That's a big achievement. 2,000 members on free community. Very good. Thanks for all of you to be here and work hard. I appreciate you all, and let's keep crushing. See you soon.